Hello, my name is Bob and welcome to Light Ideas. Today I'm going to show you how to make something called Oobleck, which is what's called a non-Newtonian fluid. It's a really good activity you can do with pupils at Key Stage 2 for exploring the properties of things like solids, liquids and gases. So all you need to make Oobleck is food colouring is optional, just makes it a pretty colour, a few containers, some water in one of them and some corn flour and a teaspoon for mixing things together. Now start off by getting your water. Put a few drops of food colouring in, just to make it a bit snazzy. So I'm going to go with red ones, it's going to make a nice pink Oobleck. Okay, give that a stir. And then add corn flour. It's roughly 50-50, 50% corn flour, 50% water, but you'll get the idea because once you start stirring it in, initially it will dissolve quite nicely, but the more you put in, the thicker it gets. And you want to keep adding it till you get to a point where your spoon starts to stick, becomes a bit rigid. Now a non-Newtonian fluid behaves like a liquid most of the time, but when you apply pressure to it, it changes what we call the viscosity, the thickness of it. It starts to behave like a solid. So things like quicksand are non-Newtonian fluids. This is kind of the basis for custard as well. If you put eggs and sugar in this, you have a custard. And it's great for exploring the properties of solids and liquids because pupils understand that liquids can flow and that solids are rigid and keep their shape, but this is something that's kind of in between. And it's totally safe, it's just corn flour and water. It's pretty clean, makes a bit of a mess, but you can just use water to wipe it all up afterwards. And it's great fun to play with. So that's starting to stiffen up a little bit there now. I'm going to put a little bit more. And you'll reach a point where when you put your spoon in it, it kind of bounces off. Okay, like that. So that's now much harder to touch. Now, what you can do is if you've got a tray, which I haven't, but I'm going to do it anyway, you can actually pick this stuff up and handle it. And if you keep it moving and keep impacting it with your hands, pushing it together with your hands, it will behave like a solid. And then as soon as you relax it, let go, it will start to behave like a liquid. So I'm going to give that a go. Just do it over this plastic pint glass. So as you can see, it behaves like a liquid, but you can also compress it so it behaves like a solid. And then if you put it in your hands, like so, you can see that sticks to your hands, and then as soon as you relax it starts to behave like a liquid again. Now get a big enough lump of this, you can compact it into almost a tennis ball size amount and keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and then when there you go, it all goes through your fingers. This is a great activity to try with Key Stage 2 pupils. They can do it on their own. It's a bit messy, but it's easy enough to clean up and it's totally safe. Don't forget to check our YouTube channel for more light ideas.